All right, everybody, welcome to Chapter 8-3, Area of Composite Figures. A composite figure is simply just one or more, actually two or more figures that are kind of added together here. So if I have this parallelogram and I'm supposed to find the area of the parallelogram and it's attached to the rectangle here, those are composite figures because they're attached to each other. What we would do is we would just find the area of the parallelogram, then we'd find the area of the rectangle, and then we would just add them together. So you guys, depending on your knowledge from last year, you might have to take a look at this here. This is the formula for parallelogram. We've got a triangle right here. We've got a trapezoid right here, and we've got the area of a circle right there. So in this particular assignment, you'll probably have to know all of those. So again, either refer to your prior notes or take a look at the video section here. This example here, the second one here, you've got a circle, area of a circle, and there's only half of a circle, so you would take half of it, and you would add that to the area of the square. On the next example over here, you would find the area of a triangle, and then you'd find the area of the trapezoid, and then you would add the two of those together. Okay? All right, let's move down to problem number 1 and get started. So with problem number 1, it looks like I'm going to have to find the area of this semicircle here, and then I'm going to have to find the area of the triangle right here, and then I'm going to add them together. So first, let's take a look at the circle. So the area of a circle is just pi r squared. Now, since we're doing a semicircle, we could do pi r squared and then just take half of that at the end, or you could just say 1/2 pi r squared. I think most of you guys would prefer just divide by 2 at the end, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say 3.14 times the radius squared. Now, the diameter is 6 over here, so that means the radius is 3. So we're going to say times 3 squared. So then what I'm going to do is do 3.14 times 3 squared. Well, 3 squared is just a 9. So 3.14 times 9. And then I'm going to have to divide that by 2, okay? Because 3.14 times 9 is going to give me the area of the whole thing. I just want half of that, so I'm going to divide that by 2. And after I divide that by 2, the area of the circle is going to be 14.13. Okay, let's set that aside. We're going to go back to that, and we're going to add that to the triangle over there. So now the triangle, the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So we can say 1/2 base times the height. And again, you guys might find it easier just to do the base times the height and then divide that by 2. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do 11 times 6, which is going to be 66. So we're going to say 1/2 of 66. So we can do 1/2 times 66, it's the same thing. So half of 66 is going to give me 33. So then I have to go ahead and add 33 plus 14.13. So that's going to give me 47.13. And let's see if they want me to round that. 47.13. They're not asking me to round it. Let's make sure that we put in the unit. So it's 47.13 meters. And we are dealing with the area, so let's go ahead and make sure that we square that answer. Okay, 47.13 meters squared. All right, let's move on down to problem number 2. A miniature golf hole is composed of a trapezoid and a parallelogram. How many square feet of turf does the hole cover? So we got to find the area of the trapezoid, we got to find the area of the parallelogram, and then we're just going to add them together. Okay. So the area of a trapezoid is, and I wish it was easier to write with this digital pen, it takes up so much space. So it's going to be half of the height times B1 plus B2. So B1 just stands for the first base, and B2 just stands for the second base. So we'll find the height. We're going to take half of that. So you kind of want to look at this thing here, and if I were to twist this here, I would make this 3 would be the height, this would be the bottom, and this would be the top. So kind of envision twisting that thing that way, like that, and then you can see what you got. So what we're going to have is we're going to have half of the height. So half of the height, which is going to be 3, and then we're going to multiply that times the first base plus the second base. Now it doesn't matter if you do 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3, you still get the same answer. So I'll say 3 plus 2. So now half of the height, half of 3 is going to be 1.5. So I'm going to multiply 1.5 times 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 gives me 5. So 1.5 times 5 gives me 7.5 feet squared. So I've gotten the trapezoid taken care of. So now I'm going to have to come over here and find the area of the parallelogram, okay? So the area of a parallelogram is just the base times the height. So we'll say that the area is going to be the base. Now the base is this 6, because if the top is 6, then the bottom is also 6. So 6. And the height, now they're telling me right over here that the height is 2.5. So 6 times 2.5. So that's going to give me 15. So the area of the parallelogram is 15. Now I just have to add these two together. 7.5 plus 15 is going to give me 22.5. So then the area is equal to 22.5, and we're dealing with feet. So we'll say feet, and it's area, so we're going to square that. Okay. Let's move on down to number 3. I actually don't think that you're going to get anything that difficult, but if you do, just break it up into two little problems. You know, like I said, find the area of the trapezoid, then find the area of the parallelogram. Just add them together. All right, number 3 coming up. Find the area of the shaded region. So what we have here, you guys, is we have this giant rectangle that's over here. And then it looks like they're cutting off a corner here, 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 and here. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of the entire thing, and then we're going to find the area of each rectangle on the corners, and then we're going to subtract them. Okay, so you can kind of see that there's 4 rectangles on the corner. All right, so let's go ahead and find the area of the rectangle. So the area of the rectangle is going to be 12 times 5. So that's going to be 60. So we'll say 12 times 5. And that's just the base times the height. Whoops, I put the answer there, didn't I? So why don't we say 12 times 5? So that's going to be 60. Now the area of a triangle is just 1/2 the base times the height. So if it's 1 from here to here, it's also 1 from here to here. And if it's 1 from here to here, it's also 1 from here to here. So the base is going to be a 1, and the height is going to be a 1, and then we're going to take half of that, right? Area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So base times the height is going to be 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 gives me 1, and let's take half of that. And if we take half of 1, we get a half. So that means you have a half over here, and you have half here, and you have half here, and you have half here. So if you add all those together, you're going to get 2. So the area of the triangles is going to be 2. So I'm going to have to do 60 minus 2, so that's going to give me 58. And it's going to be 58. It's going to be inches. We're dealing with area, so make sure you score that answer. Okay. All right, you guys, we got one more to go here, and then we're going to be done with this section. Let's hit number 4. The blueprint for a hotel swimming area is represented by the figure shown. The shaded area represents the pool. Find the area of the pool. Okay, so it looks like what we have here is we're going to have to find the area of the entire thing. So the area of the entire rectangle is going to be 42 times 25 or 25 times 42. It doesn't matter, right? So we'll say 25 times 42. And that's going to give me 1050. Then I'm going to have to take the area of this cutout right here, right? Because they only want me to find the area of the blue section. So then this cutout is going to be 20 by 22, and I'm going to take that away from my other answer. So the area is going to be 20 times 22. So that's going to be 440. So I have to take that away. I'm going to cut that out of the entire thing. So we're just going to subtract that, and that's going to give me 610, and that's going to be meters, and we're dealing with area, so we're going to square it. So that's it, you guys, for chapter 8-3. Good luck on your homework, okay?